Northwest of Los Santos lies the quiet and snowy town known as Ludendorff. On the surface, Ludendorff looks like nothing more than a forgotten farming community, but beneath the snow lies something much darker. A town built on secrets, a town tied to crime, conspiracy, and perhaps even shadows of history left buried. This is the dark history of North Yankton. Ludendorff was established in 1947 and still retains some of its original buildings. Little else is known about the town's history, other than it being home to the Midwest's biggest beaver. While the town itself is fictional, players have long debated where North Yankton is supposed to be located in the real world. Most theories place it in the Dakotas. There's even a Yankton County in South Dakota, nicknamed the Mother City of Dakotas, which could explain the name. In addition, the in-game license plate closely resembles those used in South Dakota in the early 2000s. Across the road from the town's welcome sign and next to a farm consisting of a barn and a silo, there is a cash storage facility situated east of Ludendorff. This depot is owned by Bobcat Security. They primarily offer secure transport services for valuable goods, but also offer home security in the form of armed response and alarm systems. The company operates a fleet of stockades seen only during prologue. Bobcat Security appears to be partnered with the Bank of Liberty, as evidenced by the side of their vehicles, which also most likely is their biggest customer. The company has at least 2 security depots, the Bobcat Security Depot in North Yankton, and as of 2025, a facility in the Bilgeco maintenance warehouse in the terminal of Los Santos. The only known workers at the company are Jaspers and Alex, but both were killed during the prologue.
Give it up! I got him! Ah. I saw your face, I'll remember you.
You forget 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them? You didn't have to do that!
The facility consists of 3 floors, a vault storing all the cash, locker rooms and a reception to withdraw cash. By 2002, everyone had to show personal ID in order to withdraw. This of course increased the security at the depot. What's different about the North Yankton facility is that they actually allow visitors, which is unusual for a cash depot. Other than that, most of the building consists of security cameras and posters of Vice City actresses. Outside there's a big cargo space where all the vehicles come to pick up and transport the money. Following the road west to Ludendorff, you will mostly see frozen farmland, a small barn and a bridge. Beneath the bridge there is a frozen river that connects to the town's sewer system. It's questionable if the sewer system even works, as it's just completely frozen. Either way, the residents surely have another source of water. Interestingly, in the ice a frozen alien can be found. The alien's blue frozen form and the way it is positioned, either dragged down or reaching towards the surface, suggests it's a reference to the 2004 movie Alien vs Predator, where the xenomorph queen meets a similar fate. Following the road you will encounter the Ludendorff beaver. The beaver has been North Yankton's official mascot since 1947 and is known as the Midwest's biggest beaver. Beavers are widely recognized as industrial animals. Their tireless efforts in constructing dams and lodges reflect a strong work ethic and commitment to building a stable community. This persistence symbolizes the resilience and perseverance of the Ludendorff community. The North Yankton beaver serves as part of the region's identity. The statue was erected in 1987, having taken 4 months to build, according to the information board right beneath. The statue is 10 meters tall, displaying the welcome sign for the town. It also appears on the town's Life Invader page, representing what the town stands for. Despite it snowing a lot, it seems like North Yankton heavily relies on its farmland. North of the beaver, a small farm is located, which is the same farm where Brad got killed in the prologue.
Where the f***'s the chopper? Fuck. I'm gonna take around back. Ah! Oh, I'm so f***ing bad! Someone must have f***ing talk!
The farm seems to be owned by just a normal family, though it's suggested that either the husband at the farm worked at the North Yankton State Patrol, or that they just had good connections to the feds. Despite this farm being owned by one family, they have a lot of land for their business. Close to the farm is a very dangerous railway crossing, as seen in the prologue. The railway begins at the east point of North Yankton, goes through the cemetery, and mostly continues through the Midwest. The Ludenorf cemetery is located on the north side of the town. This is the only church in the entire town that we know of. The church reflects the town's background, and it's most likely that Ludendorff has a Christian background. The church is open 9:30 AM to 6:30 PM on Sundays, and Tuesday to Friday 9 AM to 6:30 PM. A strange note on the billboard says that there is a missing cat in the cemetery, possibly named Growler. There is also a phone call number underneath. At the graveyard, every resident that once lived in the town is buried, including the grave of Michael Townley.
As if I didn't know.
Most of the gravestones either say erected or have a cross on them, but 3 graves stands out in particular. They all share the last name, Davidson. When I searched it up, I found nothing, no forum, no person, and nothing in the game files that would hint at what this could mean. My theory is that this is either an inside joke from the developers, someone who was close to the people working at Rockstar Games, or either just a filler name to make the town more realistic. Comment what you think down below. On the other side of the railway, right in front of the cemetery, is a warehouse and a freight depot owned by the Ludendorff Shipping Company. The shipping company is directly connected to Ludendorff's export. It serves as the middleman between the town's businesses and the other towns in the Midwest that Ludendorff trades with. It's likely that the warehouse in front of the shipping company is linked to the town's export and serves as extra storage. Next to the warehouse at the corner of Cavalry Boulevard, a lumber supply company is located, going under the name of Ludendorff Wood Supplies. Despite North Yankton being a region with a lot of trees, it seems like a big portion of them has been cut down by the wood supply company. By doing this, they would generate a lot of money and give more job opportunities for the resident. Also, on the other side of the street is a similar warehouse, which may be linked to the business. The town's main street is Cavalry Boulevard, and the street begins at the cash depot at the Ludendorff sign and goes through the entire town of Ludendorff and further west. Cavalry Boulevard is a popular stop for tourists and visitors that travel by Ludendorff. A cafe is located just across the wood supplies and appears to be open 24/7, even during nighttime. This is because of the travelers stopping in the town to rest and eat, trying to capitalize from its location. A mechanic appears across the street and what seems to be a video store right next to it. Despite the location of North Yankton's airport still being unknown, Kypra Airways actually has a customer service available in Ludendorff. Kypra Airways has a major presence in the Los Santos airport, having in the airport a fleet that consists of multiple uncontrollable twin jets and controllable jets. Not much is known about the airways, other than them seemingly having flights that land at North Yankton. The Pollock Cinema in Ludendorff is nearly identical to the real Fargo Theater in North Dakota, suggesting Rockstar pulled inspiration from multiple places. In the cinema, movies like Capolavoro can be seen, a movie that might be locally produced and a classic in Ludendorff. It also may be a parody of The English Patient, as Capolavoro means masterpiece in Italian. And the tagline, reissued, remastered and resubtitled, is Rockstar's way of mocking how prestige films endlessly gets re-released and repackaged as a masterpiece. Whose Placenta seems to be a parody of the movie Whose Child Is This? And Water Torture appears to be a clear reference to the Saw film, which uses Roman numerals for the sequels and center around torture devices. The tagline, The Bath is Running, Are You? Is a satirical take on the horrifying tagline of those films. A locksmith and a pawn store is located next to the cinema, and also a pharmacy. But even more interesting is a Banner Hotel, which, if you didn't already know, is a company that is part of Devin Weston's holdings. As a luxurious hotel chain, it is actually rated 1.5 stars. The chain is likely based on Omni Hotels and Resorts, given their similar logos, fonts and their ownership by holding companies. Other than that, the town is mostly filled with buildings of apartment apartments where the resident lives and rent out for visitors. Ludendorff has free churches, free liquor stores, free ammunitions, and the best fish boiled in lye in all of North Yankton, according to their Life Invader page. Despite Ludendorff having plenty of businesses, the town appears to suffer from a declining population. But why? It seems like no one wants to live in these harsh working conditions. The streets are empty, with only a few cars driving by every day. The town's survival relies heavily on their export through the Ludenorf shipping company. Because of the lack of workforce, the residents of the town have to work long-hour shifts to keep the town alive, which is why some stores are open 24/7. The town also heavily depends on the cash depot that gives the resident better work conditions and better opportunities for higher wages. As the farmland is mostly frozen, the farmers have a hard time feeding their animals, keeping them alive, which is also why so much of the farmland is empty and completely wasted, because the climate is too cold. All this combined results in a declining population of people leaving the town and finding work elsewhere. The primary law enforcement agency of Ludendorff is the North Yankton State Patrol. It appears briefly during the prologue, where its officers and vehicles are encountered during the heist. As the name implies, the agency is responsible for maintaining law enforcement across North Yankton. Not much is officially known about the department, other than the fact that they received Trooper of the Year award in 1951. They appear to be heavily inspired by the North Dakota Highway Patrol, both in design and function. During the prologue, the troopers respond aggressively, using tactics similar to LSPD, but armed with heavier weaponry closer to the news. They pursue suspects in vehicle, open fire during chases, and set up roadblocks consisting of patrol cars and armed officers. Their equipment includes the police road cruiser and the police rancher. Despite their active presence in the town, no visible headquarters or outpost appears close to it. The name Ludendorff may come from Erich Ludendorff, a German general from World War I. At first he was seen as a hero, but later became known for darker things. In 1923 he joined Adolf Hitler in the failed Beer Hall Putsch, a plan to take over the German government. After that, Ludendorff spread extremist ideas. These ideas were later used by the Nazis. The town of Ludendorff in North Yankton was founded in 1945, the same year that Nazi Germany was defeated. This is not just a coincidence. It may be that German settlers or even people connected to Germany after the war named the town on purpose. Ludendorff could have been a quiet place where some immigrants from Europe came after World War II. Maybe they wanted to keep part of their culture alive, or even honor someone like Erich Ludendorff without thinking about his dark history. The town's German-sounding businesses, its hidden past, and its isolated location all make this sound possible. If this is true, then Ludendorff, North Yankton, is not just a small snowy town. It could also be a reminder of a darker past that is hidden beneath the surface. Ludendorff may be forgotten by most, yet the town hides secrets and questions that we will probably never be able to answer.